How should Christians give rebuke, correction, tough love? What do you think on that?
Yeah, that's something that's really challenging. One of the hardest things for me as a pastor to do, mostly because I don't want to give it. Some people give it too harshly, but for me, it's really difficult to do it because I want to avoid conflict. I want people to like me. And of course, when you correct someone, they usually get upset and angry and sometimes even leave the relationship. But it's something that's important to do. If I really care for someone, then I want them to grow, to mature, to overcome the things that are hindering them in life. It's a little easier to do as a parent. With my children, they're not going to leave me. And I have to think of others, though, like that, as like family members who I want to excel in their life and in their spiritual life, but the rest of their life as well. And so when I have had to correct someone, I think it's received well and done well when the correction is done in a real spirit of humility and where it's apparent to the other person that you're speaking to them out of genuine care for them. That you're not just speaking to be right in a situation, or that you're not looking down on them, that you're not trying to win an argument, but that you really genuinely care for them. And I think one of the ways that I've done this before was on 2 occasions where I've had to talk to someone who had an odor problem, and people in the church came and spoke to me about it and said that they were having a difficult time engaging in the service because these others were distracting them. And man, that is a tough thing to have to go talk to someone about. And so on both of these separate occasions, I asked the person to talk privately. And I just started the conversation saying, hey, man, I love you and I care for you, and I need to share something with you that's unpleasant to talk about, and I don't want to, but I care for you and the others at the church. And then I just shared something like, a few people have shared with me that they feel you have an odor problem. And have you noticed that? Have you, if so, have you tried to do anything to help with that? And so one of the guys didn't realize it. The other guy realized it, but he had some medical issues that kept him from using regular deodorant. And so we talked about ways that we could work around that. But both of them received it really well. And I think it was because they knew that I genuinely spoke out of love and care for them. And of course, they were also very serious about wanting to be godly and to be a brother and sister in the church. And so, for correction to go well, the other person has to be seeking God and to be receptive. And thankfully, those happened, And there's times I've corrected people who weren't receptive. But for the most part, if I am approaching someone in humility and they are truly wanting to be a follower of Christ and to love their brothers and sisters, they're going to receive it as well as you can. Obviously, in this situation, nobody wants to hear that, hey, you have an odor problem, right? That's not going to be exciting to hear. They didn't walk out, oh man, this was a wonderful conversation. But they walked out knowing that they were loved and cared for, and that someone they wanted to help them become better men, or in these situations, but women also that Kate and I have had to talk to about things.
Thanks.